Hello everyone, welcome to the introduction section 1 of the online video course, Chinese Traditional Culture and Spiritual Healing. My name is Wang Yan, a professor at Guangdong University of Foreign Studies. I'm an ordinary professor, but the person I study here is not ordinary at all. When his wife died, he was singing and playing an earthen instrument. The king of Chu asked him to be the prime minister, but he refused. He considered that the reason Fu Xi, one of the 3 sovereigns in ancient Chinese history, was able to grasp the true meaning of Tao was not because he was praised by the whole world, but because he really put the evaluation of the world to one side. He thought that the greatest happiness in life is living freely by one's own natural instinct, not fame nor wealth. He thought that the greatest joy lies in no joy. He thought that what is useless is of great use. He was Zhuangzi, a great Chinese thinker and the representative figure of Taoism, who lived in the Warring States period more than 2,000 years ago. It was once said that the most common human thought is that I'm not a common person. The sentence is too heartbreaking. We have so many extraordinary desires, but most of the time we are unable to fulfill them. When we are frustrated, Zhuangzi could make us inspect my view of life, and this could give us great inspiration and comfort. In fact, many people's pain is derived from a kind of obsession. For instance, the obsession of being happy. One must be excellent, successful, and approved of by others. These views are like cages, metaphorically speaking, making us the frog at the bottom of the wheel. As the historian Professor Lü Simian said, the philosophy of Zhuangzi is dedicated to getting rid of obsessions. Zhuangzi can enlighten us to look at life from the perspective of the universe, climb out of the bottom of the wheel and see a greater happiness. In The Art of Love, a psychologist, Erich Fromm, stated that having the instinct of love does not mean having the ability to love. Love is ability that needs to be learned. I think the same is true for happiness. As for me, Zhuangzi is no longer simply a research object, but a wise man who helps me comfort my life and get close to happiness. In addition, he is a psychological doctor who helps me heal my soul. He will always help me balance my life, which is kidnapped by the success doctrine and utilitarianism. He was enabled me to see, identify, and realize my true self, and also empowered me in the process of realizing myself to constantly surpass myself and realize the more authentic and broader happiness in the universe. The process of my comprehension of Zhuangzi is a process of seeing myself, seeing all living beings, and seeing the world. Of course, once in a while, I was plagued by negative emotions. Sometimes I would also make fun of myself. You know so much truth, but why do you still have a bad mood? This is probably because among tens of thousands of people learn Tao. Hundreds of people understand Tao. 10 people practice Tao, and 1 person upholds Tao. There are only 1,000 people out of 10,000 who are predestined and willing to learn Tao. Of these 1,000 people, only 100 can understand the truth of Tao. Of these 100 people, only 10 can practice Tao, and only 1 of these 10 people can hold on to practice of Tao. I think I'm probably the one who is struggling from time to time as I progress from comprehending Tao to practicing it. From knowing Tao to understanding, practicing, and upholding it, we need to constantly learn, practice, and remind ourselves. Much like converted Christians should read the Bible every day as a way to remind themselves repeatedly how to redeem themselves and get closer to their happiness. In fact, it is normal to have negative emotions. Positive psychologist Tia-Ben Sehal said, there are only 2 kinds of people who can experience negative emotions. One is those with mental illness, and the other is the dead. Happiness does not mean that there is no unhappiness. Happiness is not an end, but a process. Today, although I will still have a low spirit, I have been walking on the road closer and closer to happiness. I'm also willing to be the one to remind others to approach happiness. Reminding others also means reminding myself. I'm very eager to share what I have comprehended with you. Everything that I associate with or everything I say is what deeply touches me. I believe that only when my words come from my heart can I go into your heart. These courses I have taught in the past have received warm responses and great encouragement from my students. Therefore, I would like to share them with more friends to let Zhuangzi enter and comfort your hearts. I should be noted that the course follows the principle of the professional person does the professional matter. The Chinese manuscript of the course was all completed by me. I really appreciate that Xu Jun, a doctor of engineering of Tsinghua University, provided me with viewpoint from natural sciences. The translation team composed of Su Wenchao, Xiao Hengbi, Wu Yanting, Peng Keming, Huang Fang, Zhang Cuimei, Han Zhuyuan completed the English manuscript. Su Wenchao, Doctor of Translation Studies, served as the head of translation team. Dr. Su Wenchao and I worked as the reviewers. Paul and James, 2 foreign teachers, served as the reviewers at the final stage of drafting. It was recorded by 5 teachers, that is me, James, Xiao Hengbi, Su Wenchao, and Peng Keming, with Xiao Hengbi as the recording director, and my daughter Chen Yijun, dubbed the little fish, who raised life troubles in the course. I hope that our sincere cooperation can bring you a good listening experience. I look forward to your company. From the first chapter and basically at the beginning of each lesson, there will be a little fish who will ask a question that we are generally troubled by in ourselves. And the teaching content of each lesson is also around the question. The image of the little fish is borrowed from the domestic animation Big Fish and Begonia. This is an animation film with strong Zhuangzi color. The film interprets the plot of free and easy wandering. The first chapter of Zhuangzi, that Kun changes into Peng, a little fish gradually becomes larger and eventually changes into Peng, an enormous legendary bird. In my course, the little fish who asks questions will also become larger in the following chapters and including section changing to Peng. This is a symbol. I hope that students who study this course can gain growth of mind and transcendence of spirit, just like Kun changing to Peng. We've now reached the end of section 1 of my introduction. Before we finish, I have some questions for you to think about. You can see them on screen now. Please pause the video and think about them and continue when ready. What do you think of the sentence, "You know so much truth, but why do you still have a bad mood?" Happiness does not mean that there is no unhappiness. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.